Welcome to C News Now.
Why does Liu Yuning have so many middle-aged female fans? Not because of fantasy, but because they have lived deeply ***. If you still think middle-aged female fans is a strange label, then you probably haven't truly read their comments. These are not screams for looks, not impulsive confessions driven by youth. They are words written by women who have already walked through half of life. They were born in the 1970s and 1980s. Some are mothers of two. Some are nurses in top-tier hospitals, office workers, women whose days revolve around work, family, and responsibility. They are busy, so busy that many of them had never chased a celebrity, never even used Weibo before. And yet, because of Liu Yuning, they downloaded Weibo. Not one. Not a few. Hundreds. Thousands. Middle-aged women no longer believe in glamour. At that age, people are used to seeing through appearances. They no longer believe that stage lights equal happiness. They no longer fall easily for handsome faces or sweet words. What they care about is the journey. And Liu Yuning has something very few artists truly possess. Backhand index pointing right, a path that is long enough, real enough, and painful enough. From being unknown, criticized for his looks, mocked for his background, standing at the lowest end of public judgment, he climbed up slowly, quietly, but never stopped. Middle-aged women recognize this because they have lived it themselves. They have been underestimated. They have been overlooked. They have learned to grit their teeth and move forward without applause. I've liked him for 7 years, this is not impulse. One comment says. I've liked Lin quietly for 7 years. 7 years, for a grown woman, is not a fleeting emotion. It is witnessing. They saw him change. They saw him attacked. They saw him exhausted but never complaining. Most importantly, they saw this. Backhand index pointing right, he never lost himself. His humor is not a mask to hide pain. His calmness is not because life was easy. It is because he learned how to carry everything, and keep going. A mother of two, and a comment that silenced millions. One comment left countless people in tears. I was born in 1987. I'm a mother of two and a nurse in a tertiary hospital. I've never chased celebrities before. But I'm an only fan of him. Pause here for a moment. A woman like this is not idle. She is not bored. She is not escaping reality. If she watches his lives, listens to his songs, watches his dramas, buys concert tickets, it is not because she has time, but because life is heavy, and she needs a light. And Liu Yuning became that light. Before him, I had no interest in the entertainment industry at all. This is the core of everything. They do not love the industry. They love this person. Upright values, what matters more than looks. Another comment says. I like him not for his appearance, but for his soul, his kindness, and his upright values. At this age, they have seen enough people who are beautiful but hollow, famous but twisted. They know very well, looks fade quickly, character does not. Liu Yuning is not perfect. But he is honest, aware of boundaries, grateful, and grounded. These are qualities middle-aged women see clearly, because many of them have endured relationships and workplaces lacking respect, fairness, and decency. Thinking about his past makes me cry. These are not tears of pity. They are tears of recognition. They cry because they see someone who once looked like themselves. Not chosen. Not favored. Without shortcuts. Without backing. Yet still standing. To them, Liu Yuning is not just an artist. He is proof that. Backhand index pointing right, even after half a lifetime, you are still allowed to believe in kindness and effort. Loving someone at any age is not shameful, if he is worthy. Another comment reads. Liking someone at any age is not embarrassing. I use Weibo now, because of Liu Yuning. This is not an excuse. It is the confidence of someone who knows exactly who she is. Middle-aged women do not need permission to like Liu Yuning. They do not need youth. They do not need fantasy. They only need someone real enough to trust, strong enough to walk beside, and decent enough to never make them feel ashamed for loving him. That is why Liu Yuning's fans do not need to be young. They only need to have endured, persisted, and lived deeply. And perhaps that is the strongest fan base of all. Red Heart.